I am not a werewolf, but I am your host, Scott Odell. I'm joined again by host Jeff Gars.
Hey, Scott, not a werewolf.
Host Peter Evans.
This year, Jeff is. He's lying.
Host Cody Jorgensen.
I'm not playing werewolf, but at this point, I would probably play a werewolf to hang out with human beings.
And joining us again is special guest Marcus Ross.
Hello, I'm just a villager, but I'm pretty sure Cody's the tanner.
Looks like you're Tom Paris to me. There's like 7 people in the world who would get that reference, but
as long as I got the one, I'm good.
With you.
There is 5 of us, so we could play werewolf. Or we could play assassin.
Well, now that the missing One Night Ultimate Werewolf piece has been found on the Spielbound Facebook page, yes, we can.
So are we going to talk about resources to keep yourself occupied with board games during the quarantine?
Well, I feel like we should talk about what you've been playing, and that'll naturally lead into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what have you guys been playing? Have you guys been able to play?
I have not really. It's I'm in isolation with my brother, and that's it. One other player, 2-player games is all we got.
Oh, think outside the bun, my friend.
You're getting to play in person, which is better than a lot of us would say.
Yeah, I'm playing a lot of Gloomhaven, obviously. The other thing that I've been playing a lot of, I was doing a little cleaning because I've been productive, ? And I think I've actually talked about it on this podcast before, but I found what is maybe the greatest game ever made. And I'm in no way, shape, or form trying to make a political statement here.
Oh, no.
Is it Watergate?
Oh, no.
It is The Apprentice board game.
That's not a
board. It comes with this cool little console. And if you hit this button here...
Sky, can you mute Jeff, please?
You should be very proud of yourself. You've just been chosen to play The Apprentice.
Probably. All right, I figured it out. I muted Jeff. For those of you who are just listening, Jeff has The Apprentice, the board game, which is more like Simon Says.
You take these little cards, like this is Jeff's card. He has a 10 in sales and marketing, but only a 2 in creativity. And when it's his turn to play, you swipe his card, and then something happens.
Does he get fired?
He could get fired. He certainly could. It is without doubt the worst abomination of a game ever created. But
I switched to gallery view, so those watching the YouTube video can see what Marcus and Peter and Cody and I's reaction are to this.
Surprisingly fun. So,
Upset.
And I would be, allow me to just read some of these tasks to you. Some of the, like this one, improve Planet Hollywood's bottom line. Okay, that makes sense. I get that one.
Sell Planet Hollywood. That would be how I would do it.
Sell food that has taste.
Here we go. To collect the most money while living on the streets of New York as a homeless person. That's in there.
Why?
What?
Why?
This is The Apprentice?
Yep.
So
I don't understand what that TV show is, apparently.
Why?
So Marcus and Jeff, I think Cody and Peter and I can help you. So we've been playing a lot of games on Board Game Arena.
Yes.
.com. Which
you need to get on Board Game Arena.
There's a lot of good games on there, and they do have a built-in way to talk with your friends using your webcam or your microphone, but we've just been using Zoom. And we've been playing such things as Puerto Rico and Clans of Caledonia and Terra Mystica and Hawaii and others.
You know what I played a whole bunch of is Dice Forge, to the point I just got it in Math Trade that just finished up today on Board Game Geek.
Is that the one where you get to like make your own little dice?
Yes, you do. I actually think it's more fun in person, even though it takes longer because you get to physically roll your dice every turn.
Right.
Peter made me play that game.
Yeah, we did play it.
I like it. I like it so much that I put it on my trade list and ended up getting it.
Imagine all the drawbacks of a deck builder, but then there's no guarantee you're even going to draw that really powerful card you just bought.
That's why you got to do it early so you have more chances to hit it.
Yeah, I like the idea of designing a dice building game like that, but unless you're rolling the dice lots and lots of times,
You are rolling the dice lots and lots of times.
You
roll the
do.
dice.
Mm,
You roll the
Every
dice on
person's
every
turn.
person's turn.
30 times in a 3-player game.
That's your
Right.
player game. 10, 30.
It's
Yeah.
10 rounds. Yeah.
Yep, 36 times in a 4-player game.
Not enough, Marcus.
Yeah, I want more.
But
Or I want more
even
dice.
then, you can take more die rolls because there are powers that let you take more die rolls even.
Yep.
You can roll up to 50 times.
So anyway, Board Game Arena is really good. Some of the games, unlike Dice Forge, are even better online. For example, Keyflower is better because you can see everyone else's tableau right in front of you, and you don't have to try to look across the table. And,
That's a true statement.
in that game, you take actions by placing on people's hexes.
We learned slash quasi learned Puerto Rico. We had played it one time like 5-6 years ago, and it's so nice when the game does all the math for you. Like it just doesn't let you do things you can't do. So it just shows you what's available.
Yeah.
So it's really nice.
Every
Same
once in a
with
while, I'm
plans.
like, is this person cheating or am I cheating? And I'm like, no, it's online. We can't cheat, right? Like, the score's correct.
Mm.
It's a common
Yeah.
concern for you, Scott? You're not certain if you're playing according to the rules?
So I've been playing a decent amount with
Checking.
CJ. And when I play with CJ, and sometimes even Bryce, I'm like, is this person cheating? Are they allowed to like break the game like this? No,
And then you
they're
find
just
out
good at
they
video
can.
at board games, you know.
I could see that.
Peter,
Board Game Arena's been really good.
you'd never played Puerto Rico, right?
I had not, and I won the first time. But then I think I lost by 1 point to you this last time we played. And I thought I had it too.
So what do you think of the game?
Oh, I like it a lot. It's probably behind me here somewhere. I had purchased it and just had not got to the table yet. But yeah, it's back there somewhere. I won't go find it. But
Puerto Rico is one of the more seminal games in board game history.
It was number one for a really long time, wasn't it?
Yeah, like that's kind of a club, right? Like games that were number one at one point on Board Game Geek. Yeah, and
I
that
mean,
was before my time.
The mechanics of Puerto Rico have been stolen and copied and used by so many.
Have you guys played San Juan?
yeah, I actually played that first.
Puerto Rico
it's-
card game, basically.
It's just the role selection part of Puerto Rico. It's great. It's so good. I really like San Juan.
It's like Race for the Galaxy.
So tell me a little bit more about Board Game Arena. Is it like the games, are they like...
Oh, they're awesome.
They're all licensed, so that they're all published, officially sanctioned by the publisher, and then so you can play about half the games without any sort of membership. And if the person hosting the game has a membership, you can play any of the premium games. So for example, Scott has premium. So if he hosts, Puerto Rico or whatever, oh, here we go. This is it. He's got it up.
So for our
narrate
listeners,
this
I'm
for
at the
people who are
website.
listening.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
anything
nice.
that has that little golden meeple on it, that is a premium game. But as long as the host, which Scott is doing right now, is premium, anybody can play.
And it's not that expensive to join either.
No, it's like $2 a month. It's $4 a month, but $2 a month if you buy a year at a time.
All right, that's pretty good. Like,
So Marcus, the thing I like most about it, and the thing I don't love about apps or video game versions of board games or whatever it is where you're like in the 3D space moving it, is it's the actual art of the game, but it's the actual art of the game with just like an overlay over it. So like if you're playing, Terra Mystica and you want to build a certain building, you just click on that building, but it's the art. So if you already know the game, it's really easy just to start playing. You don't have to like open a menu or figure out where to go. The other thing I really like about it is if you learn a game from Board Game Arena and then you sit down and play the actual board game, then you're going to be able to play it. Like you're going to know how to play it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good point that you made. I think some digital ports really do take away that element of learning the game. Learning
And-
how. I mean,
So one of the things that we've liked about it is because there is still downtime, particularly when you start playing the heavier
Absolutely.
Euros.
Yeah.
But the links to the rules PDF are right there under the table on every game. So while you're playing, you can literally open up the rules and start reading the rules. Or if you have a rules question, you just pop it open and start reading it. Yeah, it's great. And a lot of the games have this, like a little video that shows actual gameplay happening.
good lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is somebody else's live play here right now. I will say too, we finally got to play Palaces of Carrara, which is a Kramer and Kiesling game that has been unavailable in English. They only printed like 1,000 copies or something, real low in English. And it's been one I've wanted to get for a long time, but it was like $200, the cheapest I've ever found it. So now I've at least played it a couple times.
It's not worth $200.
No, and I'm glad I didn't spend $200 on it.
It's a good light game, and it's a pretty good game to play with, your social friends on Board Game Arena. Be like, hey, let's get a Zoom meeting together and play it.
So the other way to play is Spielbound is still doing live demos. Not in person, they're on Zoom, but through our Facebook page, we're still doing demos. I think almost every weekend. I did one, which I've never actually demoed for Spielbound before, but I demoed Tiny Towns and set up the camera, and I got absolutely murdered in Tiny Towns while I demoed it. It was really ugly. It was one of those, I set up a strategy and forgot to plan for red, and so I didn't have anything to do with my red tiles or my red cubes, but
so we're doing that by Zoom, right?
By Zoom,
yeah.
And it's through Facebook. So we give out all the information at the time of the event. The first one had a little Russian bot mishap, and so we learned not to publish the thing. Just like everybody else, we learned how evil the internet is. Again, we were reminded. So for those who watched the last episode, I have a teacher friend who I was chatting with during a Zoom happy hour, and he was talking about how they changed they update features like more frequently than weekly. Zoom does. Like they run patches all the time without patch notes. You don't know what's new. And he has a junior high class, a music junior high class, and one of the features they added was annotation. It is default, and so if you are screen sharing, any user can annotate. So he had a 40-minute lesson planned, and 20 minutes into it, all of his junior high students found the annotation, and then they drew all the things onto his screen that junior high students draw on a screen when they find out that they can graffiti their teacher's screen. So they had to cut their class 20 minutes early. But yeah, anyway, I annotated when Scott was screen sharing in the last episode because I cannot help myself.
I was worried what was going to appear on it.
Yeah,
I wondered what that was. I saw it, and I was very confused.
Purple. It was purple. It was clearly the ghost of Caleb Mishu. It was inside the computer.
Caleb just lives in Zoom.
If you're a digital board, go ahead.
No, I don't have anything to say.
I was just going to say, if you're a fan of digital ports of board games, Spirit Island now has a digital edition in early access as well. I haven't played it a whole lot, but I've fiddled around with it, and it's a pretty good port if you like that game.
Well, and I also played some games on yakata.de, which is the German site, but has an English page to it. They actually have a lot more complex games there, too. So we played a couple of Feld games this weekend.
What's that called?
It's Yakata. It's YUCATA.de, and it's also free. But it's not quite as clean of an interface as Board Game Arena. You have to click Finish Turn every time. There were some other hangups we had, and if people are playing multiple games, it forces you to play, to go and take a move in your other game if something else is waiting on you. So. If you go to the games list there, may have to go to Try as Guest to see them all, but there you go.
Oh my.
Yeah, they've got a pretty healthy list of some really good games there, and they were very playable. We played Bruges and Carpe Diem on here, and we were going to play a couple more, but our play times went a little long, so.
In a Feld game, who would have thought?
Yeah. Well, there was two brand new people to Carpe Diem, and that one is tougher to explain than you'd think.
Yeah.
But
that's the weird thing about playing all these heavy games on Board Game Arena is we've been playing with experienced gamers, and so like teaching something like Kalis or Puerto Rico, or Terra Mystica or Clans just hasn't been that big of a deal.
Yeah, you might have one game where somebody just really blows it, but by the end of it, they know how to play.
Yeah, exactly. Like you might lose your first game and that's okay, but then at the end you know how to play a brand new heavy game and you can play it again with other people. I don't think I need to play Clans for a while. I think I played probably 10 or 12 times
Yeah.
the first week and a half of quarantine.
Yeah,
I
do
felt like every other
Clans.
text message I got was Scott asking Clans ? Clans.
Well, but then I stopped and then other people were like Clans and I was like, well, I guess I better play.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting a few more of Terra Mystica in.
Yeah. So Marcus, does this make you excited for Board Game Arena?
I think I might look it up, actually. I haven't.
Once you friend one of us, we'll all see it and friend you, and then you'll see when we're on and stuff.
And it's,
Now that
it's
They do. You also are allowed to play with timers, making a lot of the games real time, Marcus.
Oh. Huh. Well.
I like that we give Marcus crap for being real time.
I know, right? How
It's not-
dare you effectively corner game
Yeah.
mechanism?
I mean, I'll say that I miss playing games in person and I miss boards on tables. But you know, having a Zoom or a Google Hangout or where you can hear other people's voices while playing a game is a lot better than not. Like
You know,
better than I would have expected.
I did play a new in-person game, Candace, and I we celebrated an anniversary here on April 8th. So it was
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Yeah, it was we worked and then we were like, hey, we're done working. Okay. Let's have some spaghetti. So
As married people do.
she got me Marvel Champions as a gift, which is a co-op Marvel card game. And it's an LCG. But it's going to take us a long time to get out of the base box material. We got murdered by the startup scenario. So it's a cross between Pandemic and what is that DC deck building game? Like it's Pandemic level confusion that's constantly popping up and the scenarios. It feels like they're under control, and then 2 or 3 cards pop up just like in Pandemic, and it spirals out of control.
I'm sorry.
As we're learning, that's what happens in real life too.
Yeah. So
Keep pulling that New York card. I mean,
you start playing it gives you Captain Marvel and Spider-Man as starting characters, and then you're playing the rhinoceros guy. I can't remember his name. Rhino as the bad guy, and then eventually you can deck build the scenario. It's not built to be a story; it's built to be one-offs. So in the starting one, it's Rhino, but then you throw in a bomb scare, and so there's a bomb scare scenario that gets shuffled into Rhino's villain deck. But then whatever heroes you play, you also throw in their nemesis, and they could just pop up at any point anyway. So anytime you play a Spider-Man game, Green Goblin can show up, and you just have to start dealing with him too. So much like the Spider-Man movies, they can kill the game by having way too many villains. But unlike the movies, the game actually just ends when you have too many villains because you die.
They cast Topher Grace in it.
Yeah. I played Topher Grace, which is it's right on.
I think I'm the only person on Earth who liked Spider-Man 3.
I didn't even
That
see
might
it.
be so.
Do you mean ironically or unironically?
No, I enjoyed it.
Is that the one with Lowell as Sandman? Lowell
Yeah.
from Wings? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And emo Tobey Maguire.
Yeah,
I do
yes.
not understand why this movie got made.
It made a lot of money.
Tobey Maguire
Why?
was the best Spider-Man, and you all know that that's true.
It did spawn one of my favorite pinball machines of all time, but it was from
Sweet.
all 3 movies.
Peter, your
Well-
breadth of stuff that you like is huge.
Yeah, I can get addicted to things.
You're
so.
just like pinball. We're like, okay, yeah, sure. That's a thing people like. It's a hobby.
Pinball's
yeah,
good.
I've got 2 of them, but I can afford board games more frequently than I can pinball machines.
Well, you can just get the virtual ones of the pinball machines.
Yeah, I already had all those.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning into this episode.
Yes, stay safe, everybody.
Eclipse.
I'm not. Just stop it.
You just not
stop
gonna do it?
You're forcing. I'm not. No.
The Spielcast is recorded at Spielbound Board Game Cafe in Omaha, Nebraska. You can reach us at spielcast@spielbound.org, or you can always tweet at us at Spielbound with the hashtag Spielcast. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your podcasts, and as always, please give us a 5-star rating. Thanks for listening.